Let's start out with your name.
George Stinnett Jr.,
And can you tell us what year you were born?
1947.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about what school was like for you?
School was fine. It wasn't like complicated like it is today with the math and so forth. It was simple, but it was good because you learned how to cope in this world, I think.
And what was the first job that you got when you left school?
When I left school, I worked at Bush Brothers Cannery
How long were you there?
about 2 months.
Okay, what did you do after that? That was a short-lived career.
I went into the automobile business for about 6 months. Then I went to Sunoco Paper Products for 8 years. Then I left that and went back in the automobile business and stayed 38 and a half years.
And where was the first place that you lived?
First place I lived, I was born out here at the drag strip, Newport drag strip, and I lived there for 5 years, and then moved to White Pine for 1 year, then back to Cosby, and I've been Cosby or Newport ever since.
Were both of your parents from here? From East Tennessee?
East Tennessee, yes, they were from Sevier County.
Tell us a little bit about your family. Like, how many brothers and sisters do you have? And tell us a little bit about growing up.
My dad was a farmer, and I came from a large family, 11 of us. I was one of 11, and we farmed for a living, and all us kids helped out. We started very young and farmed till I left after I graduated. I pretty much left farming at that point.
Are you the youngest or the oldest or somewhere in the middle? Can you tell us, like, you're from the oldest to the youngest and their ages?
Now my oldest sister was 12 years older than me, and then my youngest sister was about 10 years younger than me, so I was in the middle.
Did you have any rules when you were growing up that you specifically remember?
Rules?
Uh-huh.
Obey. Or face the consequences.
Did your family believe in whipping?
Very much. You knew what was coming if you did not obey.
Did you have any children?
I had 2 girls.
And did you believe in whipping when you raised them?
Yes, I did.
Have you ever got blamed for something that you didn't actually do?
I'm sure everybody has, but I got away with a lot of things that I didn't get caught for.
That's fair. And what kind of person was your father?
He only had a 3rd grade education, but he was a very moral person, and believed you could always make it if you worked hard.
Did they have any ideas about what they wanted you to do, or they wanted you to make those decisions for yourself?
No, they taught me. They taught me that I would be rewarded for hard work, and that was the only true way to live.
Okay, so was your family church going and real religious?
Yes, but they were old primitive Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
So they only met once a month at their church, Saturday evening and Sunday morning. They had no Sunday school, no music in their church, and they pretty much, they believed whatever is going to be is going to be. and they believed in predestination. And us kids were not really evangelized.
So now, do you have the same beliefs, or have they changed?
Oh no, they've completely changed. I married a girl. The pendulum swung all the way to a Free Will Baptist. That's where I got saved when I was 23 years old. And so they save people in the Primitive Baptist, but they don't evangelize the world like everybody else does, or like the Lord gave us command to do.
So do you think that people that like go to church are better than people who don't, or do you think that it matters if you go to church? Or
What do you mean by better?
just like morally better.
They need to be. If they've been born again, you're a new creature in Christ Jesus. So either you're a new creature or you don't know the God of heaven that I know. God of the Bible.
I agree. So you guys are married, right?
Almost 50 years.
Okay.
For young girls to know this.
So where did you guys meet?
We met, I guess, in town riding around.
It sounds better through friends.
It's,
It was, I was working in the hospital.
yeah, I met her when I went for my interview for, or to get my blood work did, when I went to work for Sunoco Paper Products. Then my wife was working there at the hospital.
Is this on tape here?
Yes.
Okay, and then if we camp and remember the camping thing, we met through friends.
Let's see. So how did you propose?
How did I propose? I don't remember that exactly. My wife is the only woman that I have ever loved. Everybody else, I dated other girls, but I could take them or leave them, which I left them. And she's the only woman that I've ever loved, and she was the one I wanted to spend my life with and have my children.
That's sweet. Did you ever, whenever you did get married, did y'all live with your in-laws, either of you?
No, we rented a little apartment, and we've been independent ever since we got married.
So, around here, like, how would you say, like, people would take people from two different groups getting married? Like, let's say an African American and a white person, or a Christian and a non-Christian. How would people around here take that?
Well, definitely the Christian and non-Christian is the Bible speaks that we're not to be unequally yoked up with unbelievers. And I believe that would be the best. And as far as that goes, when you cross races, the Bible don't give anything specifically about that. I mean, many Bible characters, prominent ones, married other races, but where we live in this country, I think that especially your children would get along better in the same race. But there's no Bible to back that up.
Okay. So we're gonna like switch gears a little bit. So have you ever been in a situation where you've like been in serious danger, like you feel like, oh, this is the end, this is it?
Oh, I've had 2 or 3 car wrecks when I was younger, yes. But No, not really since I got married.
Yeah, I know all about car wrecks. Trust me, I'm a bad driver.
Okay. People talk a lot about common sense. In your opinion, what is common sense?
Thinking before you act, and do the right thing, what you believe would be for the common good.
Do you think that most people have it, or you think that people lack common sense?
A lot of people lack common sense. They don't think about where the road will lead them.
Have you ever met anybody in your life that you thought that they had a lot of common sense and you respected that out of them?
Well, sure. Yes. You always have to ask. We decide every day when we get up of a morning what are we going to do that day, and the road we're going to take and where that road leads us. That's common sense. We have to look farther than our nose.
Do you think that you have more common sense as you get older? You think it grows? Or you think you just have it or you don't have it?
You just have it or don't have it, I guess.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, being from East Tennessee, most of us have an accent. Do you think that you have an accent or you don't think you do?
People tell me I have one.
Okay, has that ever bothered you, or you're okay with being from here? So it's just a given?
That doesn't bother me at all.
So you've never been in a situation where you've tried to change your accent to either sound more proper or even sound more southern, depending on who you're with. You think you ever fluctuate?
I don't try to change my accent. Where we live here, we don't have the vocabulary that they do in some places, and schooling has a lot to do with that, or the family you grew up in, whether your parents were educated or not, and mine weren't educated, so I had to really work on my vocabulary.
Okay, thank you very much. And we have one more thing for you to do. If you don't care, just read through this word list for us, and then we'll be good to go.
Read through this?
Yeah.
Out loud.
Yes.
Out loud.
Well, just whenever you're ready.
The whole thing?
Please.
Out loud. Dear, I said read it out loud.
Did you say
Yes,
that?
out loud.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear
It's
that.
okay, just whenever you're ready.
Fill, pin, oil, hollow, fish bait, wash, help, feel, potato, life, pin, thorough, feel, follow, get, red, old lace, fire, fail, home, hit, wire, feet, doing, okra, greasy, mining, tobacco, fail, lice, lot, thought, prize, boil, pour, pen, choice, toll, ball, pour, trap, dress, cub, thing, fault, test, hand, nothing, this, morning, often, trimmed, clasp, cost, risk, story, ask, toe, fault, grasp.